Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. It's a pleasure to be here at the ICNA conference, especially to share the stage with probably two of my best people I know in this world. So Brother Nahad and Brother Altaf. My presentation is a feel-good presentation, good news presentation, with a point that I want to bring about where we should be going in the future. My talk is, and next slide, my talk is based on a comprehensive study of masjids in America. It really took place over the last 2 years. The sponsors of this gigantic study was a wonderful coalition of national Muslim organizations, you see listed there, along with two of the major research associations, institutions that focus on the study of congregations in America, Hartford Institute for the Study of Religion, and the Association of Statisticians of Religious Bodies in America. And what we did is we counted all the masjids in America, then we sampled them, and we sampled about 727, and then we interviewed 524 masjid leaders to develop a picture, a portrait of masjids. So next slide. And what comes up, the next slide, what comes up clearly in the conclusion is that masjids in America are healthy and thriving. Our masjids are growing, active. Growing, but maybe not grown, headed in the right direction, but not achieving the goal yet. And we as American Muslims should be very proud of the achievements of this first generation. Because the reality is that we are pioneers. No matter how young you feel, how old you feel, we really are the pioneering generation of Islam in America. 85% of all masjids were started since 1970. We are a very young institution, and our achievements and accomplishments are great. Next slide. When we counted all the masjids in America, we counted a little over 2,100 masjids in America. In 2000, we did the similar study, and we counted a little over 1,200, a 74% increase. Masjids can be found in every corner of America now. Next slide. The number of attendees and masjid participants has also increased. We basically counted people who attend Eid, Salatul Eid. And what we found is that about 2.6 million Muslims at least attend Salatul Eid. In 2000, we counted 2 million, a 30% increase. Our masjids are growing. Next slide. 65% of all masjids have experienced at least a 10% increase in the number of attendees in the past 5 years. You know, this study that we did was actually done in cooperation and partnership with a study of all religious congregations, so we can compare our results to the results of other faith groups, Christians in particular. Among Christian groups, their percentage of increase of their churches is only 1/3. We are increasing by 2/3 of our masjids are increasing, 2/3 of their churches are declining. Next slide. The other thing that we can be proud of is the fact that our masjids have truly understood that masjids have to be involved in society. The direction of our masjids is therefore good. We are headed in the right direction. Masjids in America have to be more than simply a place where people come to pray and leave, and that's it. Masjids fundamentally are a place of prayer. That is the bedrock of what masjids are. But in America, they have to be much more. And our masjids in America are showing that understanding and awareness. So what this slide shows is that 98%, virtually every masjid leader in America agreed with the statement that Muslims should be involved in American society. 91% agreed with the statement that Muslims should be involved in the American political process. That is a truly remarkable statistic. These figures are slightly greater than 2000. Next slide. And this agreement is across the board. Our various ethnic groups that mainly attend these masjids, whether South Asian or Arab or African American or mixed, everybody agrees with it. Next slide. Another thing that comes out very clearly in the study is that masjids are implementing this understanding of involvement better than what they did in 2000. So, for instance, 79% of all masjids are involved in interfaith work. 79%. That compares with 66% in 2000. Compared to churches, only 20% of churches are involved in interfaith. And one remarkable statistic is that 63%, almost 2/3 of all masjids, had an open house within a 12-month period. Next slide. The other aspect of involvement includes involvement in community service programs. And that could include a variety of any type of program, from cleaning up the neighborhood to anti-crime, anti-drug, to some masjids are involved in gardening, community gardening, and food desert issues in their community. So there's a variety of possible projects. But the point is that 47% of masjids, either directly or with another organization that works with the masjid, is involved in a community service type project. Almost half of all masjids are involved in some type of community service project. In 2000, only 18% of masjids were involved in some type of community service project. So even though in 2000 masjid leaders agreed that they should be involved, very few masjids really were involved. Only 18% were really involved in community service activities. Now almost half of masjids are involved in some type of community service project. 45% of masjids, again, themselves or with another organization that is working with the masjid, 45% are conducting health fair, health clinic, health education program through the masjid, in the masjid or through the masjid. 48% are doing voter registration. In 2000, 32% were doing voter registration. So a substantial increase from 2000. Now, when you compare that to churches, in terms of community service projects, only 29% of churches are involved in community service projects, as opposed to 47% of masjids. 26% of churches are involved in health programs, compared to 45% of masjids. 26% of churches are involved in voter registration programs, voter registration drives, compared to 48% of mosques. So clearly our mosques are getting it, that they need to be involved, that our understanding of Islam, at least, includes this idea of being engaged to improve the society in which you live. Next slide. And this is demonstrated in a question we asked of masjid leaders. Is your masjid working for social justice? Social justice. Is your masjid working to build a more just, equal, beneficial society? 71% of masjid's leaders said that they said that yes, they are working for social justice, either strongly agreeing or agreeing. 71%. Among churches, only 45% said yes, that they are working for social justice. So the theology of Islam has been accepted by our masjids overall. We are headed in the right direction. Next slide. And my point to you, my advocacy, is that masjids, in fact, have to be the centerpiece for any strategic plan to grow and strengthen our American Muslim community. Masjids are the heart of our community. And a strong and vibrant and viable masjid is necessary for a strong, viable, dynamic American Muslim community. And our organizations need to focus on that. And we as individuals need to focus on it and realize the importance of our masjids. We will not succeed without strong masjids. And I think I know Nahad's point of view, that we need organizations like CARE. We need organizations that focus on health issues, like I think the American Muslim Health Professionals. I don't think I got that name right. But we need organizations that have specific focus. But they need to be in partnership with masjids. And I know CARE desires that partnership. That CARE will not be able to function well without that partnership with masjids. Next slide. And let me just, the next slide after that. And let me just end by saying that One of our challenges is the fact that most of our masjids, almost 2/3 of our masjids, are not associated or affiliated with any national organization. And that's our problem. Masjids, for the most part, are inventing the wheel over and over again. We need to build strong masjids, and we need to network our masjids. Alhamdulillah, we have achieved a lot. But to go to the next level, we need much stronger coordination with our masjids and a lot stronger focus of our organizations on masjids. And vice versa, masjids need to realize that they need these other organizations if they are to try to achieve their goal. Wassalamu alaikum wa aqulu qawli hadha wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum.